All right, welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel, guys. We have another review for you. This is the Kubey Creon, the KU336C in AUS 10, and this one comes from my friend Justin over at White Mountain Knives. Guys, say hello to Ren, Stimpy, Pattertoes Man, Loggin TV, and Choo Choo, and let's get started on the KnivesFAST channel. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like and comment on this video, and let's get going. So this is the first Kubey button lock. Man, I always start with a dirty blade. I don't know what's wrong with me. This is the Kubey Creon, the first Kubey button lock I have seen. It is a smaller knife in blue G10 and AUS 10 steel in this kind of grayish bead blast here. Let's see, in the listing on White Mountain Knives, what do they call this blade shape? Because I don't know what to think. It's a sheep's foot, but it's kind of a drop sheep. Oh, did they steal that from me? No, I'm just kidding. Great, they don't call it anything. Doesn't have, but I'm gonna call it kind of a sheep's footy kind of thing here, because that's what I think it is. You have a flipper tab and a fuller and a button lock. Now, right off the bat, let's just show you what kind of action we're dealing with here. Very, very nice, which is what all of you would like for a button lock. You can really easily middle finger flick it. Can I thumb open it with this fuller? Let's see. You have to choke back, I bet. Let's see. Yeah, I can do it. It's a little harder. I would suggest using the fuller or the flipper. But really cool. Now, this is a checkered blue G10, flat scales with chamfering. You got a kind of chamfered out area for the button. When locked up, the button does stick up a little bit, but when closed, the button is pretty close to flush there. You have silver hardware. You have a one side tooling on the pivot there. Really basic. This is a KU model, so really cool. You do have reversible clip, tip up all the way to the tip. It is reversible. Nice chamfered countersunk hardware. You have flush liners here, full liners, and what is cool about this knife is that if you look inside, like so, they have carved out Kubey. Let's put the white cloth back here. Let's see if we can do this. There we go. Come on. They have carved out the word Kubey in the skeletonization, which is really cool. Kind of a neat little feature there. But again, really nice access to everything. It has a little different flipper tab. It has jimping. But as you can see, it's angled back. So it's really good at push button, but you can light switch it as well. Just make sure it's locked up, but really decent on the spring tension to give you a detent there. Very nice. When open, you kind of have what's supposed to be a choke up place, but it's really not. That is more of a sharpening choil, but look how far back your plunge is. So you have plenty of room for sharpening. Kubey logo here. And AUS 10 there, and that's it. This is very flat, thin blade stock, nice flat grind here. Very, very cool. This guy, oh, by the way, let's just do this real quick. Nice and locked up, not coming loose in that. Very nice cutter for such a small knife. Now, here's the funny thing. It's short, but I got 4 fingers on here, and I get a good lock in here, locked in with this really thick jimping. It's a little on the irritating side if you go down, but you can come up here, and it feels great and contoured and chamfered. But this is just really aggressive jimping. Yeah, it's okay. But the way the handle kind of flares out, I get a really nice grip. And like I said, it's a cutter for such a small knife. You can get a really nice cut, as you can see. Very, very nicely done. Great little knife. Really, really enjoying it. Now, the one thing I will tell you, you've got, like I said, really good action, as you can see. I have not done anything to this because it's not my knife. It's going back to White Mountain. But you can see very good on the action. Sometimes it kind of bounces back there, but most of the time it's absolutely good. The only thing I will tell you, though, is when you're just manually moving it, there's like a little, I don't even know how to describe this. Let's see. It's like a little bump right there. It's not holding it up, but it's like a little bump. I don't know if it's when it's first reaching the edge of that lock and it's kind of scraping the tang there, and then it snaps in, as you can see. But it's just, and so I worried that it was going to be a kind of a problem with opening it, so you can fail it there. But it's not, because the rest of it is smooth. Everything else, this is very, very smooth from there. But just right there, you just hit a little weird spot, and I don't know what that is, but it doesn't seem to affect the action. But I just thought you should know about it. By the way, lockup is great, no issues. Let's see, is it centered? Let's look at it off camera. It might be off to the clip side ever so slightly, but very, very, very close. Now let's do our comparisons. It's going to be a lot smaller than the Ontario Rat 1, as you can see, and it's going to be roughly probably the same size. It's actually a little smaller than the Rat 2, you can see here, but that is your comparisons. And let's talk about the specs. Again, you can get this at White Mountain Knives. Let me make sure it's in stock, but there is a blue G10 version and a black G10 version. Both are in stock. They are $56 at White Mountain Knives, but again, you can get 10% off with my code, which is KnivesFAST. My code is not 9%, it's KnivesFAST. All right, so let's go back into this one. AUS-10 steel, 6.77 inches, 2.87 inch blade length, with a thickness of 0.12, which is great. It's 3.84 ounces, and handle length is 3.9. G10, AUS-10, $56. So really, really a pretty cool one. Again, pretty fidgety for those that like a nice budget fidget. This is going to be a good one for you. And again, feels good in the hand. You do feel the clip a little bit right there, but not bad. Not bad. Definitely not a hot spot. Really sweet little knife. Kubey is continuing to kill it as usual. Just love Kubey. Going to be sending this one back to White Mountain. But definitely have enjoyed checking it out. So give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And thank you for watching the KnivesFAST channel.